What's up, YouTube? It's Charles again from Plain Jane Cars. The video I did the other day, I did an unboxing of my new equipment, which I'm excited to say I'm actually filming on right now. And I can't believe how it turned out. It was super cool. Me and my son actually went to the Axis and Alibi meet. Go check the video. Actually, I'll end screen it for this video. You'll be able to click on it when you get to the end of this one. But if you don't make it to the end of this one, go to my videos page and you'll see the Axis and Alibi meet. That was my first time shooting on my new Sony and using the Ronin gimbal, and I loved it. I loved it. I have a lot to learn, like I was saying in the other video. But one of the things I was nervous about is this new equipment, how to handle it. I had gotten used to using my iPhone and using my Osmo Mobile 2, like I said in the previous unboxing video. And I'm not gonna say I got good with them, but I got comfortable with them. I knew what I was doing. I got used to how to move the gimbal. I almost got to the point where I didn't really have to look at my phone to know what was happening in the shot. And the Ronin just has so many more options, obviously. And the full frame camera has so many more options. Like, I'm not sure what to do here. How can I get the right footage and make it look nice and at least make it look as good as I felt my footage looked on the iPhone? So this video is actually a reboxing. I sent it to my daughter and she got a kick out of it. So I wanted to show you guys what I was using and how I used it. And the funny thing is I'm actually gonna take the case off my iPhone. And like I told you guys the other day, I have an iPhone XR, right? Single camera. And the interesting thing about using this is I had a friend show me how to change the settings in the phone. The new iPhone 11, I believe in the native camera app, you can adjust like your resolution, your frames per second. So that was the first thing I did in one of my first videos is I unlocked the settings in my phone. I unlocked the potential in just the regular camera in my iPhone. The next thing I realized is I'm not gonna say I needed a gimbal. Like I said in my last video, my buddy Arrow saw like some of the movements that I was doing and he said, man, you should get a gimbal. You would really benefit by getting a gimbal. And like I told you guys, I just went to Best Buy and got this thing. And honestly, looking at it, I mean, it's only, I got it in July. So what is that, 3 months, 4 months? It's still really good shape. I've only filmed with it 6 or 7 times. I can set this up, put my phone in it, and literally right now, I'm gonna turn it on, let it balance itself. Oh, now the motor's upset. But literally, I'm ready to film right now. There is no way that I can do that with the Ronin, right? I have to put all the components together. I have to make sure I balance it, do the motor test, all that kind of stuff. Where look, this thing is gimbal mode. Now I can hit it and do my follow mode, low mode. Like, I just know how to use this thing. I feel so much more comfortable with it, and it's just so small. So I can throw this in my bag, and the camera bag I have, it fits in it perfectly. But this was the next component that I added to the toolkit, let's say. The next thing I noticed is my sound quality wasn't the best because I had people saying they wanted to hear me talk a little bit more, and I just wasn't sure how to vlog with my iPhone, especially using the gimbal, because the tricky thing about the gimbal is it's facing away from you, and you don't really have the ability to turn the camera around and kind of go to do it. Now you can flip it to selfie mode, but then the video goes away from portrait. I didn't care for the way it looked and the way it functioned. It just made the video quality look strange in my opinion. So the next thing I tackled was audio. And a lot of people say that the mics in the iPhones aren't good. So I looked at this, and this is actually a Rode mic. This is the Rode video mic. It's actually extremely powerful. It's the Rode, sorry, it's the Rode. And it has the lightning connection, so it's actually meant for the iPhone. And this is actually just the thing on the back that holds it in place. But this is the mic itself. It is directional, so when you use this and you put it, let's put it in the iPhone. When you put it in the iPhone, whatever way you face it, that's what it's gonna pick up, right? So if you face it away from me, let's say you're in gimbal mode, right? But I'm acting like the gimbal's on here, and it's away from you, you're gonna pick up all the audio away from you. Anything that's behind it, like if you're talking, it's gonna sound It's not gonna be bad, it's just not gonna be crystal clear. Anything in front of this mic, I mean, I don't wanna say that the radius that it picks up, it is hyper clear for such a small size microphone. But like I said, away from you, if you're behind it, it's definitely gonna be muffled. So that's another thing I struggle with. Like, how do I get the vlogging part figured out? How do I flip this camera back and forth and still get the gimbal stuff? So I added one more tool to the toolkit, who is no longer with us now. My friend Brent Collins, who's an amazing driver. He has a couple really cool cars. We went for a track day at MSR, and he took me on a ride along, which he didn't have to do. And stupidly, I attached my GoPro Hero 7 to the roof of his car. And I thought, I cleaned the roof of the car, I put my suction cup down, and I thought about putting tape, but I had some tape in the trunk of my car, and I said, it should be okay. When we hit 140 miles an hour, it was bye-bye GoPro Hero. And the guys at the track said they couldn't find it. I'll take their word for it. Here's the last piece. Now, we're not reboxing this last piece. Oh, you know what? I skipped a piece. Here. So this was the next thing I added. Another friend. So let's go in order. Friend, Arrow Son. I call him Arrow. He actually unlocked the phone and told me about the settings. Arrow and Sarab told me about gimbals. They gotta get a gimbal. That was like the next evolution. I, looking at YouTube, said, I need audio. I'm listening to my videos. The audio is terrible if I want to interview somebody or do a vlog where I want to talk about cars. Because I had some feedback where a couple guys like, hey man, you should interview the owners to the cars. That'd be interesting. I still really haven't figured that part out yet. But when I do, I'll have a mic to do it with. And then I believe, yeah, this was Beto. He saw the cinematic stuff that I was doing, and he said, you know what, dude, it would be cool if you got like a wide angle lens. And he said, have you ever heard of Moment? Me being who I am, like, no, I never heard of Moment. Who's that? He said, well, they make these lenses. They're a little expensive, but it's like really nice glass for a mobile phone. And they make something called an anamorphic lens. And this is the Moment anamorphic. So the next component, I told you about my buddy Joe, and in the unboxing video, I pointed to this thing. Well, I keep my drone in my kitchen until my wife says, get it out of my kitchen. Actually, I keep most of my camera stuff in the kitchen right now. We have a baker's rack, and we don't bake. So it holds wine glasses, and right now my camera stuff. So it's the drone I was telling my buddy GT Car Joe, who's the amazing GT3. Super cool guy. But this is a drone he had sitting around, and it's just a Mavic Pro. I know there's a lot of stuff. There's the Air, the Spark, the Mini, the Pro 2, and I mean, there's a lot of different drones out there. This one, for what I'm doing, is powerful enough. I am just learning, and I did the Axis and Alibi shoot for the first time. I actually like filmed with it and put it on my YouTube channel, and I thought I would be afraid flying over millions of dollars worth of cars, but I wasn't. I mean, a drone is pretty, I mean, you can crash it. I'm not being overconfident. It's relatively foolproof. If you get worried, just stop it and let it hover. And I had my son with me, fortunately, so he was like my spotter, so I could watch, you know, what I was filming on my phone. And one of the things I learned I needed to add right away was ND filters. It's not a big sensor. This is not the Hasselblad because it's the Mavic Pro. But it needs, if you're flying during the day, which is really the only time you can fly a drone because they are highly ineffective in low light, you gotta have an ND filter because it just blows out everything. Especially, you lose so much detail in the sky and clouds and things of that nature. And really, that's it. That's my reboxing. This is like the starter pack, the Plain Jane Car starter pack. My phone, a DJI gimbal, and all of my videos. I really shouldn't have talked about the drone, but I didn't show it in my last video because this is really new to the kit. This is the first time I filmed doing it this weekend. Every other video I've done has been with the other stuff I mentioned, including my posthumously available GoPro Hero. Thanks, Brent. But it was a thrilling ride. All right, guys, I didn't really want to be informative. I'm not being technical because I gotta keep telling you guys I don't really know the technical parts of filming, but I just wanted to share with you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And I'm graduating as I go along. Like I mentioned in the first video, way more horsepower than what I need, but I think I'm gonna turn out some pretty good content with it. So if you haven't, You know, it annoys me when YouTubers say this, but I guess I'm a YouTuber, so like I'm required to say it. If you haven't, go take a look at my other videos. Feel free to subscribe. I think that would be pretty cool. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Give this video a like. Share it if you care to. Comment too. I want to hear, and I'll put something on my Instagram to see if you guys like these kind of unboxing, me sitting in the kitchen talking to the camera. If you like that, to switch it up with the car content. And like I promised you, some drone stuff, so hopefully I'll have time tomorrow to do a little bit of drone footage too. It's a pleasure talking to you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.